Bali seems to have turned Indonesia, in fact Southeast Asia, into the second front in the war against terrorism.
Bali is certainly an aberration. It could be part of the global network of terror which seems to have emerged in the last few years, which means it may have connections with Al-Qaeda and with what had happened in Afghanistan and what's happening in other parts of the world. It's, in other words, a demonstration of the outrage that a segment of the Muslim community feels as a result of what's been happening in the international arena.
But despite this anger that Muzaffar mentions, the reality is that militant views are held by only a tiny minority of Indonesians. More than 70 million of Indonesia's Muslims belong to just two Islamic organizations, the Nahdlatul Ulama and the Muhammadiya, which represent a tolerant and liberal Islam.
What happened in Bali and those who were behind that blast, I think they have deviated very far from the authentic teaching of Islam. Because these guys, these people are helpless people, disappointed people, hopeless people. Because they have no knowledge, enough knowledge to enhance, to elevate the condition of Muslim. So they take a short way, you see, to achieve their goal, but it's wrong.
The man who is positioned at the forefront of the moderate majority is the flamboyant 40-year-old cleric, Abdullah Gymnastiar. Widely regarded as the most influential Islamic preacher in Indonesia. Once a month, he addresses the faithful here in Jakarta's Istiqlal Mosque. By the time our Jim, as he is affectionately known, finishes his hour-long sermon, scores of men and women begin to crowd around him. At a time when militant Islam has achieved a new prominence, his non-confrontational message towards other faiths offers comfort. But today, he's leading a 100,000-strong crowd in an anti-American, anti-war demonstration. Though he has no sympathy for the radical Islamic groups that have emerged in Indonesia, he does justify the anger on the streets against the US.
Orang yang memiliki hati nurani bisa menjawab dengan jujur. Amerika memiliki standar ganda. Bagaimana pendapat Anda tentang Amerika marah kepada negara Islam hanya karena satu resolusi? Tetapi Israel begitu banyak resolusi yang dilanggar dan Amerika tidak pernah bahkan memvetonya. Ketidakadilan inilah, kami tidak marah kepada Amerika. Orang Islam tidak marah kepada Amerika. Orang Islam marah kepada ketidakadilan.
In a country buffeted by economic and political uncertainty, Abdullah Gymnastiar is winning followers with his tolerant and feel-good brand of religion. He realizes that the task that lies before the Muslim community is to reclaim the concept of jihad and to invest it with its true meanings, different from those imposed by some mullahs and militants.
Jihad adalah sungguh-sungguh. Orang yang bersungguh-sungguh adalah orang yang berjihad. Memungut sampah adalah jihad. Menyusui bayi dengan ikhlas adalah jihad. Bekerja adalah jihad. Belajar adalah jihad. Kalau kita disakiti, berperang termasuk juga jihad. So, berperang only one part or one kind of jihad.
Every day, hundreds of men come from all over Indonesia to meet our Jim. Today, he's reading out a letter to President George Bush that our Jim intends to deliver to the American Embassy at the head of a mammoth peace demonstration.
Satu, kami ingin menunjukkan kepada rakyat Indonesia dan dunia bahwa kita turut bertanggung jawab secara moral terhadap perdamaian dunia ini. Kita tidak bisa membiarkan negara dengan kekuatan senjata yang besar berbuat semena-mena terhadap peradaban dunia ini. Kita ingin menggugah nurani masyarakat dunia, termasuk Presiden Bush. Itulah sebabnya saya surati dengan bahasa hati.
Lahir batin terasa syakir, jagalah hati.
He spreads his message of self-control, tolerance and faith with televangelistic theatrics.
Saya merasa Islam semakin diperhatikan, tergantung niat orangnya. Ada yang bahkan lebih tertarik kepada Islam karena dia mencari informasi dengan adil. Tapi ada juga upaya-upaya yang mendiskreditkan Islam. Tapi bagi saya, semua ini adalah sebuah tantangan yang membuat saya bekerja lebih keras lagi untuk menjelaskan betapa indahnya itu Islam.
Far from the crowds in Jakarta, our Jim stays in the West Java city of Bandung, where he was born in 1962, the eldest child of a sports-crazy military man who named his son after a gymnastics competition. Too short to follow his father into the army, Jim Nastiar found religion. Hundreds of youth flocked to him, attracted by his unique style. Here he is practicing with them an act to be performed at the peace demonstration. Back at the demonstration, 100,000 people dropped down to play dead at one signal from our Jim. For many Indonesians, our Jim's rising prominence makes it inevitable that he will take on a greater role in the public life of the country. Jim Nastiar's entry into the world of religion was well timed. By the mid-1980s, an Islamic resurgence had begun sweeping through Indonesia. This followed the 1979 Iranian Revolution and the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan in the same year. These two hugely influential events gave Muslims all over the world a new sense of both power and victimization, and signaled the radicalization of Islam as we know it today. It was in Iran that the Islamic fundamentalists had their first major victory. In 1979, the US-backed Shah of Iran was deposed, and Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini returned from exile to Tehran to proclaim an Islamic republic. For many Muslims, the Iranian Revolution was seen as an inspirational event that demonstrated that Islam could reinvent itself into a liberating force with the power to topple repressive regimes. But this elation was not shared by the rulers of most Muslim countries. Khomeini was a Shia leader. The Sunni countries, which constitutes the majority of Muslims, viewed his triumph with great suspicion.
The basic thing is this, that though fundamentalism has really, in a way, received its patronage from Iran, it is Saudis who have financed it. And what has happened is that Saudis do not like the Irani way of Islam to become a dominant factor. And the Wahhabi sector is that of what you call Saudis, and they would like that to be perpetuating.
This is the desert city of Qom in Iran. This holy city is the center for Islamic studies, not only in Iran, but throughout the world. More than 40,000 students from over 90 countries study here. QOM has played a significant political as well as religious role in Iran. When the QOM clerics speak, the faithful masses often listen. It is from this house here that Khomeini first spoke out against the Shah. At the time of the revolution, Ayatollah Mehdi Hadavi Tehrani was a young student studying electronic engineering. But after the revolution, he spent decades specializing in Islamic philosophy and law to become one of Iran's more than 300 Ayatollahs.
I think that the most important achievement of Iranian Revolution was the change of the direction of the human being throughout the world. And it made the people throughout the world to understand that religion is still living and it is still able to solve many, many things for these human beings.